What I'd like to share with you today is one word that describes everybody's future in this room. Everything that you think about in terms of sustainable growth and profitability and the squishiness of innovation and customer experience and humanism and quality of work life, all of that is driven by one word: disruption. And you know what's interesting, after 6 years of research and looking at over 6,500 organizations, I found that the biggest problem is most organizations sort of see disruption, the word disruption, as kind of a unicorn. They believe it's a thing, but as we say in California, it's just squishy. It's amorphous and hard to describe. And the other problem is they never really make a commitment to act upon disruption. And I'll give them a pass because, the truth of the matter is, it's weird. I mean, disruption's weird. It took me, I'm a little slow, but it took me 6 years to understand the actual DNA, the building blocks of these changes that are going to impact everybody in this room. Not just your organizations, but you as individuals. As professionals, as managers and leaders, you will be very, very impacted over the next 5 years because of these 3 DNA principles. We're in the customer experience value dispensing business, and we can understand what that value means across 5 well-defined customer touch points, across 4 or 5 well-defined customer personas like Apple does. We can significantly increase revenues, improve the quality of work life, gain better insights from customers to drive real innovation, and create like superstar growth. And I think that's where you guys are today. Last year, we lost about 6,000 retailers. If you go to your local mall, it looks a little bit like, a bomb went off. Pretty much a lot of companies have gone out of business. And most people, as they walk through the mall, the assumption is that they were destroyed by digital disruption. People are just buying it from Amazon. Turns out that's wrong. Consumers prefer real human interaction. Now, there is times where it's more convenient to buy from Amazon, of course, but the bottom line is these organizations did not fail because they were displaced by Amazon. They failed because they were displaced by people who delivered better human experiences that had higher degree of relevancy with far less friction, right? That's the beauty of customer experience design. So 6,000 went out of business last year. That was up from 2,500 retail doors closing the year before. And in 2019, as we rearrange the economic furniture with these new economic models, we may see as many as 9,000 stores go bankrupt. That's interesting. And many of those organizations are well-established organizations that had a beautiful growth curve, but they ignored disruption. They believed that it was a unicorn, and because they ignored it, they got blindsided. And I think that you guys can take this incredible legacy to the next level. I think that most organizations do one of 3 things in this time of disruption. First, they'll give up. And giving up doesn't mean closing the doors. It means, it's too weird, it seems hard, a lot of stuff going on, I'm kind of out, right? That's happening to a lot of organizations, and that spiritual giving up is the beginning of the end. It's what happened to Sears, and it's what happened to Toys R Us and Blockbuster, and the list goes on and on. The other one is legacy. Things are changing really weird. Let's double down on what we've always done. Let's double down on that because we've been successful. Let's not break it. I can't mention the name of my client, but I worked for a client. His dad was a genius. He built an incredible enterprise, and he turned it over to his son, and his son loved his father and believed in his work, but he was afraid he was going to disrespect or disrupt his dad by making any changes. So he didn't, and they're now in deep, deep trouble. And I love the discussions I've had with your boards and with your key leaders to realize that that's not happening here, that we understand that value is our legacy, but we have to address those issues. I think the future is respecting the value legacy and moving to innovate in those 2 key areas. Thanks you guys for your time. I really appreciate it.